there has to be someone that has the shut up and sit down card in your life. Yes. There has to be someone that says, you're doing too much. Have a seat. Let's have a conversation because I'm concerned and I don't like what I'm seeing. That level of accountability is what's needed. Yep. And I'm sorry, it's not going to feel good. It's going to hurt. But you know what hurts more? A lonely life.
Hey guys, we are back with another video.
Tonight's topic is 7 ways to know if you have an attitude problem. Did you like the drama, the suspense?
There was a lot of build up to it. So there are people that walk through the world every day and they do not realize that they have an attitude problem. They don't realize that people around them may or may not enjoy being around them because they have an attitude problem.
Yes.
Because introspect is a very big thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something that we lack in our society a lot. People just don't look inward. Everything is an outward problem. I do this because you did that, or I said this because you. But they never look at themselves and say, okay, why is this happening to me? Why am I not getting the results I want? Why am I not where I want to be relationally or financially or even in my work? So I think it's prudent that we address this. Number one way you can tell if you may have an attitude problem is if you're constantly beefing with people. You constantly have a beef. It's always something on your job. So I ain't like the way she looked at me. I ain't like the way he moved his hands when he was talking to me. It's always some crazy something. I ain't like the way, they walked by and they kind of looked at me a certain way or it's
I got these new neighbors across the hall and I didn't like how loud their music was and they act like the ones that just left. It's like always somebody.
You're constantly looking for a fight. You're constantly looking for beef with people.
Yeah.
That may be a sign that you could potentially have somewhat of an attitude problem. Number 2.
Oh, this is one of my pet peeves. That's why I want to introduce it. People have to introduce you with a disclaimer. Let me give you the example. All right, y'all, this is my husband, Marcus. Now look, he gonna get you right. He gonna get, he gonna set you straight. That's my boy. He's blunt, but he's gonna set you straight. But it's coming from a place of love. But Marcus, I want to introduce you to my coworkers. Mm-hmm. But again, my baby, he gonna get with you. Yeah. But that's my baby.
Or you meet a family member for the first time or something. Now she gonna get with you now. She may give you a little attitude, but she don't mean nothing. She don't mean
no harm.
This is how she is. If people have to introduce you like that
with the disclaimer,
you need to really work on yourself.
And now, as we're talking about this, I have so many people in my family and just people I know that have been introduced to me that way. I've even done it. Yeah.
Number 3, people are caught off guard when you're nice.
Yeah, got to get yourself together.
Caught off guard when you're nice.
Oh gosh.
Like if you come into work one day or something and you're nice and they're like, what's wrong with you? That may mean that you have an attitude problem.
Or your spouse, like, what do you want? Like, or your kids or whatever. Like, what are you up to? No, I'm just in a good mood being nice. Like, you sure?
If people are caught off guard when you're nice, that probably means that you're not nice most of the time. Number 4.
You think being a jerk is a strength. So you think by having this tough exterior, this matter-of-fact attitude is really a sign of strength, and it really is a sign of weakness and insecurity. So you have to really see it for what it is, and it's not a strength at all. It repels people. It puts people off, and people don't enjoy being around jerks. So being a jerk or being rude or overly blunt, it's not a good thing. It's not a good look, and it doesn't make put people at ease. It actually puts them on edge.
Yep. Number 5, the inability to problem solve without raising your voice, without getting verbally violent or even sometimes physically violent.
Yeah.
Those things that shows that you have an attitude to the point where you can't even sit down and talk something out. We see it a lot with couples and things like that when they get to the point where they just can't even have a discussion without one partner want to turn up and turn the club up. Nuck if you buck, if you will. if you can't talk through an issue or problem solve, even with a coworker, your boss, or even just
spouse,
people in
children,
general,
anybody.
your children,
friends,
that could be indicative of you having a serious attitude problem. Number 6.
You tend to dominate people. Oh my goodness. You have a hard time just being a kind, likable individual, but you tend to use or dominate people. Hey, but you're like moving people around almost like they're chess pieces. Hey, you go over there, you move that over there, or let's plan this, or I need you for this. Like having a hard time not really just relating to people, but truly dominating them in different circumstances. If you're at work and you have a team project, you tend to kind of deem yourself the leader, even if you don't have leadership qualities.
And most of the time it comes from a lack of trust. If you find yourself always trying to jump into the leading role, or always trying to jump into dominating, or you go here, you do, I got this, and it's because you don't trust. It's because you don't trust the people around you to get the job done. You see it also in marriages and things like that. The same thing. Try to do everything because I don't trust you to do it right, because you ain't going to do it the way I want it done. And that causes problems.
It sure does.
That may be indicative of the fact you need to work on your attitude. And you need to work on your trust, because they're all tied together.
Yep.
All these things are tied together when it comes to the things that are holding you back in life and in your relationships.
True that.
Number 7, the last one. Uncomfortable in social situations. You get socially awkward. You start doing weirdo stuff.
Weirdos.
You get weird. You get weird. Yes. You get around a bunch of people. You just kind of
nervous.
Say weird stuff. Because you don't know how to interact with people, and that kind of goes back to that dominating people. If you're in a social setting, obviously it's not socially acceptable to dominate somebody. So you don't know how to you don't know how to people with people. So you just tend to get real socially awkward, and
weird, or really negative. I see that a lot too. Like if you struggle with social settings, instead of being kind of chill, just kind of filling the room out, observing, kind of interacting, mingling with people, you could either be really, really weird, doing weirdo stuff, really off-putting to people, or super negative, like a Debbie Downer big time.
That everything's wrong.
Yeah, like, I don't like the way that tastes. And the food be free. You ain't pay for nothing.
Yes,
like
it's just like
that.
over dramatizing everything because you don't know how to do social settings.
But like it's overdone. So yeah, we want to help you guys with some solutions. So we have a few ideas for you. So what would you say number 1 is?
I think number 1, you have to acknowledge your shortcomings.
Yes.
You have to be constantly working on yourself. I think that you have to have introspect. Something that people don't do well in our society today, because if there's any hint of criticism, it's like, oh, you're a hater, you this and that. No, you got to look at yourself for what is it working for me? And if you're exhibiting these behaviors that we just pointed out, life isn't working well for you. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
Or at least it isn't working as well as it should.
There's an issue there
for you.
Yeah.
And so you have to do introspect. You have to acknowledge your shortcomings. I'm a little socially awkward. Or I do tend to dominate people. I talk over people in conversations.
That's a good one. Talking over.
I make everything about me. I need to work on that. Yeah, because that's off-putting to people. So you need to do introspect. What you got,
number 2, get to the root of why you're displaying the behaviors that you actually are displaying. So why do I talk over people? Why do I cut people off? Why do I not hear people out? Why do I feel like I need to dominate or do whatever it is that I'm doing? What is really behind it? Is it the insecurity I've had since I was a child? Is it the time that I was in a relationship that kind of reminds me of this, and I'm triggered and I don't really know how to respond properly because I've not really been taught those coping skills? So that's the path you need to go down. Why? Get to the root of why you do what you do.
Do I have trouble seeking acceptance from people?
All of it, yeah.
I mean, you really got to know yourself. And it never ceases to amaze me how we talk to people. I'm like, you didn't see this? You're 35, 40 years old.
No.
And we point out something, they're like, I never saw that. Because they didn't do any introspect. They just walked through life like a robot. And they never thought, how does the world see me? How am I seen by other people?
Yeah.
I will ask people that. I have asked people that, like, how do you really see me? Because what you think you may be portraying, you may not be portraying. And so it's really important for you to do that, man. And that brings us to the next point. Sometimes you need to seek help.
Yes.
So, therapy is a great thing.
It sure is.
Coaching.
Yes.
Mentoring. You ain't got to go lay on the couch and tell everybody about what happened to you when you were 3 years old. But sometimes you do. Sometimes you do need.
Sometimes you do.
And then sometimes you need somebody like me to be like, "Hey, man, you a little awkward." you're a little awkward. And I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you how not to be awkward.
You're a little weird.
Yeah,
you're a little weird, and you're a little rude too.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you need to seek out, sound counsel.
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like. It could be someone that you know. It could be someone you don't know. But I do know this: that person needs to be trustworthy, and they need to be honest.
Yeah.
Because the problem with a lot of these people is nobody's ever honest with them. I think the next one is a big one. You need to educate yourself on how to be a better person. People, and this is something that I'm gonna come at the church with, because the church always knocks self-help. I think that you need to do self-help. Everything can't be fixed at the altar, guys. Everything can't be fixed with a prayer. Sometimes you need to read a book on how to win friends and influence people. Oh. That's a great book.
Yeah.
It's old as all get out, but it's still very, very relevant. I'm a big proponent of it. I read all kind of books. I read biblical books. I read self-help books. I read them all. I'm not afraid of it. Right. And I think that if you're going to be a better person, you need to be on YouTube. You need to be well-rounded. You need to be watching YouTube. People like this couple called Enough Said, Meet the Simmons.
They're great.
The husband is extremely handsome.
I mean, he fine. I'm sorry, no offense.
The wife is,
oh yeah, okay,
super thick. Anyway, I think that you need to be doing that. You need to be trying to become a better version of yourself.
Yes.
Because if his life is not working for you, it's incumbent upon you to fix that. It is not your husband's job. It's not your wife's job. It's not your boss's job. Your pastor, whoever, to fix you. It is incumbent upon you to accept.
That's your work.
I have some shortcomings and I need to do better.
That's your work to do.
Yep. What's our next one?
Oh yes, this is the last one. It's find someone you can be truly accountable to, and someone who's going to actually tell you the truth. Like I gave the example about American Idol, there has to be someone that has the shut up and sit down card in your life. Yes. There has to be someone that says, you're doing too much. Have a seat. Let's have a conversation because I'm concerned and I don't like what I'm seeing. That level of accountability is what's needed. Yep. And I'm sorry, it's not going to feel good. It's going to hurt. But you know what hurts more? A lonely life, a lonely existence. Feeling. Your cat and your dog, because nobody wants to be around you. So
we believe in a balanced approach to life.
Yeah.
We believe in that and we preach that because, and we see it a lot. With our modern ladies, they have their degree and they got this great job, but you come home to an empty apartment every day or empty house because you cannot pair bond with anybody. You are married to your job. Is that an abundant life? I don't think so.
That's the word. I love abundant.
Yeah, I think the word. It needs to be well-rounded. I think you have to have a well-rounded life. And if you're so focused on one area, then you're missing out on so many other things. And so a lot of these people that have these attitude problems, they're frustrated because they don't know how to get what they want. And they're not doing the work. So they're making everybody around them pay for the fact that they haven't done the work on themselves to become a better version of themselves.
And at the end of the day, when you notice, and most of the time, there's something wrong. There's something off. You're doing something wrong because someone probably has had the courage at one point to tell you. Making this statement right here, well, that's just how I am. Oh. That is not good enough.
Yeah.
And if you're settling for that's just how I am, go ahead and get you a t-shirt, get a billboard, get that tatted across your forehead so people can actually step off and leave you alone, because you would do the world a favor if you actually did that. Or I challenge you, how about you work on you? How about you value you enough that you say, you know what? This is how I once existed, but it's not good enough anymore. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to do something different. I may not even know how to do it. So I'm going to seek out the friends, the help, the whatever I need. But I'm not going to live the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years of my life being a jerk. I'm not, because I know I'm better than that. And if you don't know, we're telling you, you're better than that. So do something about it.
And you know what? With that,
enough said.